Hey guys, it's Yasmine here, and today I'm going to be doing my silk press routine on my younger sister, since I obviously can't show you my hair, but I can show you hers, so let's get into it. Okay, so the first step is obviously making sure your hair is washed and detangled. My sister showed up without her hair clean or detangled, so I had to go ahead and do everything. So here I'm just detangling her hair with some conditioner. And I guess out of all three of my sisters, there's four of us in total. Me and her have very similar hair textures. Hers is a little bit longer and her ends are way worse than mine. I got her ends together by the end of the video, but she really hasn't had a trim in a long time, so her ends were very bad. So I really had to do everything in sections, and she's also very tender-headed, so you're gonna see throughout the video she's really annoying, really sensitive. So yeah, I am just detangling all of her hair with this conditioner. All right, so this is right after we finished washing and rinsing out everything, and there's currently no product in her hair, and a lot of the twists came out, but it's not a big deal. I'm gonna go ahead and blow dry, and the trick to a really good silk press, oh my God, please excuse how crazy I look. The key to a really good silk press is to not use that much product, so I'm taking this product. It's the Keratin and Green Tea Reconstructor from AFOG, and this, I feel like this just gives my hair a little bit more strength and acts as a heat protectant. And then I'm also taking this design Silk Essentials by Design. This is a really great heat protectant. I love this stuff. Any type of hair serum is good. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blow dry her hair. The number one rule I always try to remember is to get the hair as straight as possible with the blow dryer, so you don't have to go over the hair more than once or twice really with the flat iron. I really prefer just once. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Please excuse how janky my blow dryer looks. This is just a really realistic video. My sister was not my biggest fan throughout this process. It was hard to get her hair straight. So when you hear me say get the hair as straight as possible, just know that I got it as straight as I could, but her ends, she had about 3 inches of just hair that was just so broken off and like unhealthy, so it made it really hard to get the ends really straight. So the end result that you'll see is how straight I was able to get the hair with just the blow dryer. So again, I'm just going through and applying both of those products throughout the hair and trying to get it as straight as possible. Also, you'll see me doing this method. I think it's called the tension method, where you kind of hold the hair like this and it reduces the amount of times you have to comb the hair. That's just a really good tip if you're someone who's like, she almost smacked me. That's just a really good tip if you're someone who has like, who's tender-headed, or you just don't want to put a lot of, tension on your hair. Try that method. So at this point, I noticed that the ends were not as straight. Like, this is the moment I realized it. So I'm just taking all the ends in a ponytail and just going over them one more time with the blow dryer to try to get them as straight as possible. Also, I just want to note that Janan is very dramatic. So half the time when you see her like about to cry, you'll also notice that not long after she's like smiling, and I had to keep reminding her like she was gonna look cute for school the next day, and like that cheered her up. So she wasn't that hurt, okay, you guys? She's only 16, by the way. I know a lot of people think she's like way older. She's only 16, and she usually wears her hair in a puff or like in an afro, so she doesn't really put a lot of heat to her hair also. So this is not something that like we do a lot. This is probably like a twice a year, once a year thing. Let me know if you guys want me to bring my youngest sister on my channel. She's only 14 and she actually braids my hair. She's really talented at braiding, but like Since you guys won't be able to see my hair, I think it's interesting to just see the different textures we all have. And my hair is pretty much in the middle between Janan's and my youngest sister Rabia's. So I'm applying a little bit more of the Silk by Design Essentials. And then I'm going to do her edges, which she was freaking out about. She's so scared I'm gonna burn her. Also, the flat iron I'm using is by Babyliss, I think it's Babyliss. It's the Titanium Pro one. It's brand new, and to be honest, I probably did, like, you know, burn her a little bit throughout this process. I'm not even gonna lie. You know how it is when you're flat ironing, and steam can also burn you, so I tried my best to be really careful, but this flat iron is just, it gets really, really hot. So if you have this one or you're thinking about getting it, be very cautious of that. It gets super hot. I've actually burned myself. You'll see this throughout the video. But I just went ahead and did her edges and then moved on to the back of the hair, which is what I always do. So you'll see me throughout the video blowing on her hair. Don't mind my crusty lips. Blowing on it just helps, like, with the steam. It keeps it from burning her. So yeah, I think the back was when I really, like, I got her a couple times. I felt really bad. So I was trying to, like, be as gentle as possible. And I'm trying to use the chase method. You'll also see throughout the video that the chase method was slowly failing. Her ends were so terrible. I couldn't even get the comb through. And ideally, I would have just, you know, trimmed her hair and then flat ironed it. But I just felt like getting everything straight and then going in with the scissors was the best option. So that's what I did. Which I respected. You know, I've been to the hair salon and they just chop off all my new growth. And I'm just like, well, what's the point? So yeah, I tried to just cut as little as possible, but also cut what needed to be cut. So, yeah, that's all I'm doing. Also, I want to just reiterate this. I am not a hairstylist. This is not a how to do a silk press video. This is just my silk press routine. And I have family members who are hairstylists. I've watched so many videos on this. So I feel like this is a good routine that works for me, but this is not a tutorial. I just want to make that clear. Okay, back to the video. So as you can see, I kind of gave up on the comb and I'm using this Conair brush. It kind of is like a flat iron brush, I guess. I just was trying to, you know, use whatever method hurt the least, but she was really in pain every time the comb would go through her ends. So this process was kind of stressful.
Just burn my finger. Stop burning yourself.
Just touch the actual flat iron.
Why?
It was an accident. At this point, I had burned myself and it was bad. No, the burn wasn't bad, but my temper was bad. So I went and put on a glove and just kept going. So here I'm just giving her hair a really rough trim. Don't mind like how kind of lazily I did this. Afterwards, I went in with each section before I curled it and trimmed each section. So that's why I didn't want to chop off too much, just like bluntly. I wanted to go in and make sure her hair didn't look too blunt because she does wear it curly. So I didn't want it to look, you know, too blunt. Also, when I'm cutting each section, you're probably not going to see much of me cutting because I was out of frame and I didn't really realize I was out of frame. So yeah, the next clips are going to be just me curling it, and yeah, just know that I cut each piece before curling it. Also, I'm very new to curling hair, and this flat iron is kind of like rectangle shaped, so it was a little bit difficult to curl her hair. I can curl really well with like, you know, a rounded flat iron, but this was just such a weird shape. So the curls came out cute, but you'll notice like they're a little bit crimped, which was kind of annoying, but it's not like she was going anywhere special. So this was mainly just to do a length check and to clip her ends. So we weren't really tripping about all the little details, but I'm just pointing that out. That's why the curls look like that. Little. So this is how her hair came out, and I didn't cut as much as I wanted to cut, but I think I cut probably around 2 inches of her hair. I think it was good enough. We had to make a compromise because she didn't want me to chop off all her hair, which I get. So it was still a little bit stiff, as you can see, but then we wrapped it. And if you ever have hair that's just not as flowy or movable as you want it to be, wrapping the hair is just a really good way to give it some movement. And so yeah, her curls came out really cute. Like, look at that, so cute. So I just wrapped her hair, and this process was really easy because, like I said, her hair wasn't bone straight. It wasn't like, you know, bone straight. So the hair really clung to itself, and it makes it a lot easier to wrap. It looks like I'm being really rough. Also, I wasn't. She just has a lot of hair. So yeah. I've actually never done this before, but I see a lot of hairdressers put plastic wrap around, you know, their clients. So I tried it just to see if it would do anything. And, you know, it was just one of those things you do for no reason. Yeah. And then we left that on for about half an hour because we just wanted to give it a chance to like set. And then we went outside because the sun was really, really beaming. And this is how her hair came out. So that concludes the video. This is the routine that I do whenever I want a silk press or I just want to, you know, do a length check. I think it came out really, really good. And like I said, she washed her hair recently and she didn't have any heat damage and her ends look so much healthier. So I think straightening your hair, like, you know, every now and then isn't super damaging if you do it the correct way and you don't, you know, use too much heat. So I am pretty proud of my little routine and I hope you guys like this video. I'll see you in the next video.